Hiya. So I've been working on a lot of different areas of the build over the last few weeks, and one area where I've had a fair bit of fun is in the little cinematic sequences. Now, I tried to avoid doing these in Lumo because they took days and they honestly never really looked that great in the end anyway, but I've had a lot more joy with Unreal Engine. One of the reasons is really blueprints. Having the delay node really lets these come into their own because it's just trivial to chain things together. But what's even better are the timelines. The timeline's just a small collection of curves and they're interpolated over a definable duration. The curve editor in the blueprint itself is a little bit basic, but you can use the external curve assets and they're quite handy because if you want anything that's repeatable across different objects, you can just drop in one of these curves. Timelines have really quickly become a go-to for me. Given how much a game dev is, lerping objects across positions or just tweaking parameters over time, they end up being a really good fit for loads of different things. So maybe the flashiest example that I've done this month is the sticky mitt totems. These are just fixed points in the world. They're only triggered by the sticky mitt, and I think the relocation one I've shown in a previous video, but the new thing this month is basically the power totem. The rotation of its parts, the light intensity, the material parameters, all of that stuff's just driven through a single timeline. I even did a placeholder for the boss door sequence just to see what I could get away with, and again, everything's driven through the doors blueprint with just a single timeline. Now, there's an embarrassment of riches in Unreal Editor for this stuff. I mean, I've literally not had to touch the proper sequence editor yet, and I could have done a lot of this stuff as like an animation in the editor as well, but timelines are literally just under my coding fingertips, so I've used them quite a lot. I was aiming to have quite a bit more AI in this build. I wanted to sort of show like the dungeon nearly complete, but I've had a bit of an allergic reaction to behaviour trees, so the only thing I actually got completed this month was this little rat. I'll chat about that a little bit more in a coming video. I did make some NPC models and I spent a long time trying to work out and find a workflow for retopology that I like. This is all new to me, I'm learning as I go, but I've landed on a little Blender plugin called ReTopoFlow. The interface is chuggy, but it has worked quite well for me, and the biggest problem is I need to actually learn how to make clean topology, so honestly don't look too closely at the first NPCs that I've made, they're not great. So yeah, there's still a few holes to fill. AI and combat's the obvious thing that needs tackling, so I'm probably going to look at that next. There's also a lot of stuff in the build without audio right now, but other than that, progress has been pretty good the last few weeks. There's a lot of stuff in the build that's feeling quite gamey, and the dungeons come together quite well. Just a reminder, I'm also doing weekly updates on my blog, and there's a Substack version if you want them delivered to you automatically. So I'll be back in a few weeks and hopefully some AI to show you, but we'll see what happens. Thanks for watching.